But Majestic Storm is here in studio now. Majestic, so I know you've been covering back to school traffic and weather and all the schools, all the things. Oh, Chester County. I see one of your graphics there, one of the maps. So, how's it going?
It's been a little bit busier. It's weird how, during summertime, of course, we always have traffic around the area, but it goes down so much, and then school starts up, and all that morning time traffic gets much, much busier. Let's kind of dive in with our back-to-school forecast, because kids are at school at this point now, and we'll notice over the next few hours, we have a ton of cloud cover. At least we didn't have that morning time rain. It was overcast. There was a little mist out there and definitely fog, but I always love to have my first day of school outfit. I know a lot of people usually do, so at least we didn't have a ton of rain that we had to deal with. Overcast conditions, temperatures into the 70s, even low 80s by about noon. These are for the counties where they're actually back in school, and then perhaps a little bit of sunshine late in the day. However, it's going to stay really muggy. The clouds that I'm looking at this morning, I mean, you see them out there too. They are stubborn. They are thick. I know it's incredibly foggy when I'm driving in from work from the north, and then I come into the uptown area. You can't even see the skyline. It's absolutely gone, and that's exactly what I saw this morning. And we're still really dealing with those low-lying clouds. It was interesting because you couldn't see the skyline, but I could see perfectly in front of me. So those clouds and that fog, which is kind of a little bit above us. This is what we have right now. This is our current temperature. If you are heading out anytime soon. We're at 74 here in Charlotte, 75 in Monroe. We have temperatures that are mainly into the 70s, but remember, it is going to be quite muggy today. It stays muggy, and a big part of that is because of the rain that we had yesterday. At least some of us did. Visibility still impacted for some, but I'll tell you what, it's getting a whole lot better than it was just a few hours ago. So I always say make sure you're ready for changing road conditions when we're talking about fog, but especially in those South Carolina counties, school zones, make sure you're driving slow. Make sure you're keeping a mindful eye out for those crosswalks, as kiddos will be anxious to get back to class, maybe running across the street, just back on track to being in that time of year. Let's talk about how much rain we got over the last 48 hours. Now, these totals are kind of crazy. Look at that, up towards Blowing Rock, 9.5 inches of rain. Now that's when we kind of had those thunderstorms. They kind of just don't move, and they produce a lot of rain over kind of a short amount of time. So Blowing Rock, out towards Deep Gap, we're talking about areas like Boone, over 6 inches of rain. So those rivers, streams, creeks, all of that up in the high country really getting filled up. I wanted to also break it down a little closer to the Charlotte area, talking about some of our highest totals that came in. This is now over the last 24 hours. And I know at my house in Cornelius, we got hit with a ton of rain. Did you get rain, Jane?
Yeah,
how did it go?
Right there by the lake. Fast and furious.
Okay.
And actually, like some water, the wind blew it into through the door.
Yes.
Did you get
the same thing? Yeah, I had to run out there and grab my patio stuff.
I was like, what?
And the wind's coming, the rain's coming. It felt like it was intense.
Yeah.
And then Carlene, she's like,
much.
Oh my.
I mean, it was rain. It was like, but it wasn't anything. Winds whipping crazy. I need to go grab lawn furniture.
yeah. No, it was crazy at my house, and it was a lot. I mean, from this station right here was close by my house, 3.5 inches of rain.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
No, we didn't get that. I didn't get that.
I was like, bring on the rain, fill
Right.
up the lake, wash everything,
Exactly.
water our gardens and our grass. And
Yep.
honestly, my grass looks a ton
Looks
better
great.
just after that. So hopefully we'll continue to see that. But we actually are preparing you now for a week that kind of is just going to be dreary. It's going to be muggy, and we will have rain and storm chances through the next several days. All right, so today it is overcast. It's not the most beautiful start to the week. We are in August, though, and August is actually the wettest month here in the Carolinas. So if you are new to the area, that was something that was kind of interesting to me when I first moved here, because usually in places that I lived, August felt like the hottest and the driest month. So gradually clearing skies. I don't think we'll get a ton of sunshine, but I do think there will be areas that will receive that afternoon sunshine, maybe by the time kids are coming home from school. Now tomorrow, scattered showers, strong storms will be possible, and then looking ahead, 80s, they're going to hold steady, so temperatures will actually be a couple of degrees below our average high for this time of the year. there. So again, kids are off to school if they're in South Carolina. Otherwise, kind of just another normal Monday for us. It is overcast. We still have some lingering fog in spots. And then temperatures today, they'll climb into the 80s, but because of that mugginess, the humidity, it's going to feel like we're into the low to mid 90s. Small chances for a pop-up shower or storm today, but those chances increase way more tomorrow. After school forecast, you can see about 4 or 5 o'clock temperatures are going to still be warm into the 80s. Now, again, a lot of cloud coverage still mixed in with some sun breaks here and there, and we can't 100% rule out a few passing showers. So surface map, this is kind of the weather story explaining why our weather is the way it is. So you see that blue thing, that's basically a stalled front. It's kind of just draping through the area, and then we kind of have this southwest flow that's pushing in some of that tropical moisture, and it's going to continue to stay very warm and muggy. Doppler radar, though, looks fine, not picking up on any rain, but remember, radar also doesn't pick up on drizzle or mist, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of us are actually receiving that right now because of the position of that front and the elements that are in place. So 2 o'clock, let's head into the afternoon, temperatures into the 80s. Now notice we start to see a few pop-up showers and storms. A lot of that activity seems to be a bit south and east of Charlotte. We'll have to watch for that. And it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just a brief heavy downpour, gusty winds, frequent lightning. You wait 10 minutes and it's over. It's that kind of situation today. Here's 4 o'clock. Notice some areas, kind of that darker gray. That's where we do have some clearing, where there could be some sunshine. If you're in the high country today, I wouldn't plan on some sunshine. It's going to be very overcast there in the mountains. Now, let's just get into Tuesday, because Tuesday's a day that is going to be very important that you stay close to our weather team. Remember, you can always receive our weather notifications. You can just download the WCNC Charlotte app, which if you're watching here, you might have already done that. It's the easiest way for our weather team to send you direct notifications to your phone, which I love because sometimes life gets busy, especially with kids heading back to school. So if you get a notification straight to your phone from our team of meteorologists, it's really, really helpful to know what's going on. And I love that you can see radar right there on the app too. So here, 7 o'clock, we start out fine. Second day of school for our South Carolina counties. It's going to be mild, more clouds than sunshine, but I don't think it'll look quite as bad as today. And then you can see as we fast forward into the morning time or into the afternoon hours, that's when scattered showers and storms start to move in. So tomorrow morning, when I say not quite as bad, I mean not as overcast and foggy and kind of dreary. However, tomorrow's forecast as a whole actually does look worse because of possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms in the afternoon or evening. I would say as we're heading into that noontime hour there on Tuesday, we're starting to see some of those strong storms form. Now, we have a low end risk for severe storms, so that doesn't mean that a lot of people will get severe weather. It just means the National Weather Service may trigger a severe thunderstorm warning if that storm gets strong enough, if the winds are strong enough, if it produces any hail, which it likely won't do that. And it could bring some localized flooding again, especially in those areas where you already have a saturated ground. Here's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd say right around Charlotte, you need to be on the lookout for this. Temperatures tomorrow are going to be into really the lower end of the 80s, so an overall cooler day, but because it's so humid and muggy, it's still going to feel very, very sticky. We have a lot of cloud coverage in play too. Here's 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday. So off to school for the kids tomorrow seems fine. It's when they're coming home from school or any recess breaks, that's when things could be a bit wet. 4 o'clock, still a similar setup here. Notice widespread and scattered are different, okay? So widespread is kind of all happening at the same time. It's kind of this big batch of rain. Scattered is it's kind of more spread out. However, quite a bit of people will likely see that rain tomorrow. Tomorrow is our only day over the next 3 days for that severe weather risk. You can see it highlighted there in yellow. Most of our entire counties are going to be shaded in that. That's a low end risk for severe storms, but just because it's low doesn't mean it shouldn't be taken seriously. Strong damaging winds. Some of those winds are going to be the problematic problem. So within those storms, if they do turn strong to severe, they're going to bring strong damaging winds. So I always say it's just a good idea to see if anything might blow away or get damaged if those winds do gust over 60 miles an hour. Not everyone will see that. But that severe weather risk would be the biggest concern with the high wind. Now, once we get through today and tomorrow, which we just went over, then you can see throughout the next 3 days ahead, we still have quite a bit of rain opportunity to come. And remember, we're still in a drought, even if your neighborhood received a lot of rain over the last few days, maybe over the weekend. We will still welcome the rain, and hopefully we can receive that. 50% on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 40%. I would say really the biggest difference is that tomorrow has that severe weather element to it. The other days kind of just look dreary and cloudy. Temperatures 88 degrees for our high, and again our average high for this time of the year, it's 90 degrees. That's where we should be for this time of the year. So we will take a couple of degrees below that. It's not going to really feel like it though, because of that added moisture in the air, making it feel more humid. 82 for our high temperature tomorrow, so that's going to be kind of odd with low 80-degree temps, but gradually warming things up. Most of our work week, we have opportunity for rain. Here's a Jury Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. This weekend, though, I know it's Monday. I know I'm not the only one, but I always like to know what the weekend's going to look like so I can have something to look forward to, so I can keep a close eye on the forecast. So we'll get through Tuesday. That's kind of our storm day. Wednesday, it is going to be rainy. And then Thursday and Friday, still not a complete washout, but we will have the ingredients for a couple storms, showers to pop up, temperatures into the 80s. Overnight lows each and every day this week, also into the low 70s, so each morning will start out warm and muggy. And then Saturday and Sunday, upper 80s, low 90s, so very seasonal temperatures. Saturday looks pretty good. Mostly sunny skies, 20% chance for a stray shower storm. Sunday seems like that could be a bit of a more active day, but I'm also learning here in the Carolinas, if we have a 40 to 50% chance of rain, it does not mean that your whole day is ruined. It doesn't mean it's going to be a washout. So a lot of people, this time of the year, they want to have backyard pool parties. They want to have a kids' birthday parties, whatever it may be. Those things don't last long. So even if it rains a little bit, most of the time it's not going to be an all-day event.
Wow, look at this stretch of rain, though.
Rainy.
Rain, rain.
Rain, rain, rain.
Rain, rain, rain.
Kind of cozy weather. We'll have to take it.
Yeah.
I need to finish a book, so I'm like,
I know.
my motivation goes from like here when it's sunny to about here.
Well, I mean, but that's
Odd.
the thing. It's just kind of like, it just makes us a little
Lazy.
a little draggy.
Yeah.
A little draggy.
Yeah.
And it's a Monday.
Yeah.
Rainy days and Mondays. They write songs about that kind of stuff.
Right.
All right. Well, it's good news anyway. We need the rain.
Very
Thanks,
true.
Majestic.